So today is just going to be a real quick fast food production, like we call it, where it's just a short video on the effects of aluminum foil on radio signal.
Well, when you're our age, you can still call it tin foil.
Ah, yeah, tin foil, aluminum foil, however you want to call it. Back in the early 2000s, even in the 1990s, we used to do cell phone forensics as a private contractor, and when people would want us to examine a cell phone or something, we would send it to the laboratory, and they had fancy foil bags, these fancy bags that were copper lined, sort of supposed to be Faraday cages for cell phones that you could ship them in, and we used to send them anyway into the lab, and the lab would say, don't bother. Those bags, we've tested them, they're terrible, don't waste your money on those bags. And so what the lab suggested was 7 layers of tinfoil. And back then, when we had those different types of phones, there was no 4G, there was no 5G, there were usually 3G and below. We used to, or analog, we used to wrap the cell phones in 7 layers, and sure enough, it would work. So we're going to test the modern day cell phone. Right. So a lot of people don't realize that the cell phone still actually uses a radio frequency to contact the tower. So everything between the towers and stuff might be digital, but going to the tower itself to get the initial connection is still using a radio frequency. So let's go ahead and I'm going to pause this. Then we're going to make a call to your phone just to show everybody that it's working. All right, we're going to give Dr. J a little call here. There you go. You can hear in the background my phone dialing and his phone just having a good old time with a fancy little jingle there. Is that a special song for you, Dr. J?
Yeah, but I can never remember the lyrics.
All right, so he's going to go ahead and do 1 layer. We're going to start with 7, so just it. Nothing hidden.
3, 4.
We lost our tinfoil.
5.
I hope it works in 7.
6. I'm glad I don't have to count backwards like on that test the president had to take.
Oh, from 100
yeah,
by 7.
Back in 7s. Okay, there's 7.
All right. Yeah, let's press that in there nice and tight there. Yeah. There you go. Seal off the ends.
Big back when candy bars came in aluminum foil.
Oh, wow. You're really dating yourself. Well, it's the only date you've had lately anyway. So. All right, just so you know, we don't care if we're embarrassing ourselves and this actually works or not. So let's see here. We're giving it a call. You can hear my phone ringing. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I hear your phone going off.
I hear my phone going off.
Yeah, Dr. J, 7 layers. It's not going to work anymore.
That's not good for the people who wear aluminum foil hats.
I wonder how many layers did, oh, what's that lady's name again? I call her Ghislaine Maxwell. Yeah, it looks like 7 layers done.
So maybe it's all part of the conspiracy for all our lives we're here wearing an aluminum foil hat. So the aliens can't just read your mind or whatever, but it's part of the conspiracy. They've been lying to us this whole time that aluminum foil does no good.
Let's do another 7 layers and see what happens.
Making it turkey. All right.
Because really, if you're only flipping it over halfway, that's only half a layer, so we got to do 14.
3, I don't know if we have it. 4, 5, 6, 7.
There we go. That's 14 layers.
Seal it up here.
Which would actually be 7 since we're only flipping the phone over halfway each time. So this is actually 7 layers now.
Yep.
14. Ah, yes. All right, here we go with the actual 7 layers, which would be 14 flips. We're ringing.
I don't hear anything.
I don't hear anything.
I don't hear anything. Success. Success.
It's working.
It's working.
Let's give it another call, just in case.
I'd be really upset if this fries my phone. My new phone.
There you go. That's 7 actual layers, because we realized as we're doing it that when we flip the phone, we're only covering half of the phone. So you have to flip it all the way around 360 degrees to get an entire layer. There you go, 7 layers.
So from now on, when you make your aluminum foil hat, just double it up to be on the safe side.
You have to do at least 7 layers around your head in order to be blocking. All right, so I don't know if I can't say her name without laughing every time. Ghislaine Maxwell allegedly had her cell phone wrapped also in tinfoil. Allegedly.
That could be true, because we saw that on
if
the
she
internet.
did it, yeah, it was on the internet, so it got to be true. So if she'd done it at least, 7 good wraps, she'd be good to go. And we didn't really sandwich up the ends, all that much, on top of it either. We just pushed them down, like so, like that. So I think, it's very feasible that, that kind of a thickness. It's not very thick, there's just a little bit more than your cell phone, really, that you could actually make a nice hat with that.
Let me ask you a quick question here, Dr. V. Instead of wrapping it in foil, why don't you just take the battery out? Can they track you on your phone if the battery?
Well, if your phone is off and the battery's still in it, yes, you can be tracked still.
But if you just take the battery out completely?
Battery out completely, you won't be able to be tracked. So
I think that's a lot easier than aluminum foil.
However, except for a lot of the phones are sealed now, so they don't have a battery in them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it just depends on the phone. I'm not sure, I haven't taken mine apart to look, but I think pretty much the Androids, I think Galaxies are not sealed like that. I think they have a battery inside.
And why do they call them Androids and Galaxies? Doesn't that like a red flag there? Yeah.
I think they're probably Star Wars fans.
Just saying.
That's all I'm saying. But anyway, so go ahead and post your picture with your aluminum hat, and let's see how it goes, give it a try. Stick the cell phone up against your head and wrap it in aluminum foil and see if you can contact yourself. Do not do that. You'll get cancer. Okay, anyway.
Well, I started to say do not try this at home, but actually say children do not try this without parental supervision.
Yeah, you can actually have fun with it. Try it at your own house. See if your cell phone can be called or not, but or you can take our word for it, and because we're honest.
Don't use your parents' phone.
Yeah, don't do anything to damage your parents' phone. Yeah. As you can tell, we did this. We did not turn off the phone. I mean, that would be a terrible, evil trick to do to somebody that's trying to avoid alien contact. But aluminum foil should work, unless they're using some other technology other than a radio frequency that we don't know about.
Well, if the aliens haven't figured out how to penetrate aluminum, well, these are the same aliens that are crashing in the desert all the time back in 1947, so perhaps they haven't figured out.
These are the same aliens that can transport you through an entire structure, but then have to put you onto a table in order to examine you. And can't just do a Star Trek light scan of your body and find out what's wrong with you, but have to physically stick something up your rectum.
Yeah. Well, that would, an alien examination without being probed takes. So I'd be very disappointed if I got abducted by aliens and came back and didn't get probed.
If you came back and just said, they just checked my teeth and they said everything looked good and you don't have any cavities, you'd be wondering, like, what kind of medical plan do they have you on? Yeah. They have you on medical plan 9 from outer space.
From outer space. Yeah.
Yes, it doesn't include vision, so you're gonna have to get your own vision thing. Apparently, the eyes don't have it. Hey, don't forget, kids, even with a quick fast food production such as what we just did, don't forget, stop looking down at your phones, which are wrapped in aluminum foil and useless, and start looking up to the skies.